Hey guys, on a quick break at work, thought I would upload a quick video, something the Lord really encouraged me with last night. You ever have one of those days where you just remember everything that you've ever done wrong? And it can get you sad about it, or maybe you remember how you spoke to your kid or your wife or your work or whatever, and it just gets you down and you're just, and then you start remembering or you start thinking about or whatever, like your failures in life, your sins, your whatever. Anyways, I was having one of those nights last night and I couldn't go to sleep. And it was really bad. And so I was just feeling really like a loser and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I saw this scene in my head, and it was a courtroom setting, and it was the father was the judge. Typically he's seen as the judge. Even though I believe he's wonderful, I don't believe he punishes us. Jesus was my advocate or lawyer, and I was standing beside him. And the enemy was the prosecutor. And the enemy had this stack of sins and failures and transgressions and crimes and all this stuff that I had done in my life, ever since day one, I guess. And he was just lambasting me. And the thing about it was, all of it was right. He was right about all of it. I did all of it. And he was vehemently persecuting me and prosecuting me. And so then when he got finished with his ranting, he was very animated, very disheveled, very like, I'm going to convict this guy. And Jesus, he asked for the evidence. And so the enemy gave it to him. And when Jesus looked at it, he got this look on his face like, hang on. And he started looking through all the pages. And the enemy, when he had the evidence, he had listed everything that I had ever done that you could imagine. Every thought, just everything. Listed details. The who, what, when, where, hows, the everything. Multiple times, multiple falls, everything. And when the Lord got the evidence, he was very interested to see what was going to say there. And he looked at it and he was like, he had this look on his face like, and he started flipping through all the pages, just turning them back and forth, turning them. And when I looked at the pages, he pointed them to me and they were all blank. And he looked over at the prosecutor and he was like, and they were blank. And he looked up at the judge, at his father, and he was like, and he showed him the evidence. And the father said, based on the evidence provided here today, I hereby declare the defendant, William Jason Campbell, innocent of all charges. Innocent of all charges brought against him today. He's innocent. He's not guilty. And the enemy started screaming, and he was yelling. He was going nuts. He was so sure he was going to prosecute me. And the reason why he was screaming was because he was right. I had done all those things and thought all those things and blah, 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 blah. But what was more right was before I was even born, Jesus had reconciled me to the Father, and he had forgiven all of that stuff. What was really interesting about the little vision in my head, I'm not saying I saw it out like a panoramic screen or anything, but it was in my head, I was thinking about it, was the judge and the lawyer looked a whole lot alike. And the funny thing is after the after the enemy left the courtroom, the judge got down, and me and the judge and my advocate and Jesus, we all started dancing. I would have not have thought of that. But if the father can run towards the prodigal when the prodigal's coming home, I'm pretty sure that he can dance with his sons and daughters who are with him forever. what the Lord really reminded me of last night is He never tires, and I gotta watch it or I'll start crying. He never tires in letting His children know that He loves them, they are accepted, and they are forgiven. Before we ever had a chance to do right or wrong, we are forgiven. Jesus reconciled the entirety of humanity to His Father on the cross. He created a new human being. He created a new creation, one that had never been here before, one that was righteous, one that didn't have to obey the law, do's and don'ts, but one that could have fellowship with the Father and the Son and the Spirit. And that's what He reminded me of last night. And I really hope that encourages some of you. Because I know I'm not the only one out there that maybe struggles with all the things they've ever done wrong and all the things that they've done to blow it and to screw up in life. I mean, who wants to screw up in life, you know? Oh, by the way, my wife is pregnant with our 5th baby. So yeah, I hope that encourages you. We've all got blank slates, and I believe it. My good or my bad doesn't allow me to get born again. It's what Jesus did on the cross, and the fact that I believe it. I believe that He did that. I believe His word. You know, I'm not the perfect example. I might say words that you all don't like. I might listen to music that you don't agree with. Whatever. You know, but I believe the gospel, man. I believe that Jesus did that for us. And He never seems to tire of letting us know that He loves us and He forgives us and He is there for us and He is patient with us. I hope that helps you guys.